What is up, you guys? Today I'm gonna review the Supernudes collection by Charlotte Tilbury. I picked up a few products that I want to demo for you. As always, check out the timestamps below if you just want to go to the demo. I am going to do some swatches beforehand and my inspiration photo that I would like to mimic. If it doesn't work out, then you're probably not going to see that part of the video, but we're just going to demo it anyway. And yeah, maybe just let's get started. I always like the way Charlotte Tilbury sends these things. And what I got is, I got the face palette, I got the liner, I got one of the Matte Revolution lipsticks that she has for this collection, and I got, this is not part of the collection, but I got another lip cheat, so lip liner in the color Foxy Brown. Now this might be a little bit dark for me, but I've always wanted it. It's a true brown. I feel like it's the iconic nude of deeper skin tones. So if it does look a little offensive on me, please let me know in the comments below. I think it's best to start with swatching first. I didn't buy the Nudegasm or the other palette that came out limited edition a year ago or a few years ago, but this is what a face palette looks like. It's about the same size as the what is this? The Instant Look of Love palette. So it is the same size. I see I still have the plastic on there, so maybe if someone likes the ASMR, I'm going to take the plastic off. Whew, it does look a gazillion times better. But I'm going to swatch these two against each other because the Instant Look in the palette also contains a highlighter, a bronzer, and a blush. And this one, of course, is a Super Glow, a Multi Glow, a Soft Sculpt, and a Super Sculpt shade. So these are the Nudegasm swatches. I'm gonna be honest with you, the two bronzer shades or the sculpting shades were quite difficult to swatch, and I hope you can see them in the camera. The highlighter shade is really nice. It's very shiny, but not too glittery. And of course you have the blush shade, and that one is also not too glittery or shiny. Now let's swatch the bronzing or sculpting shade, the highlighter, and the blush of the Instant Look of Love in a palette Pretty Blush Beauty. On top you see Nudegasm. It's much more, I guess, golden toned. The Instant Look of Love is much more, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I guess frosty, very neutral. Then you have the blush of the Nudegasm palette versus the blush in the Instant Look of Love. Now they're swatched very close to each other, but the Instant Look of Love palette is much more pink. And lastly, this final shade is the one in Instant Look of Love, and these two shades are from the Nudegasm palette. I of course got the liner. I don't know why people didn't review this liner too much. I love these dual-ended liners. I have multiple. I have the one for Copper Charge, and I have the super blue one as well. I don't have that much use out of the glittery shades, but at the same time I feel like they're very travel friendly, and they do really complement some of the palettes that I have. And this one has two sort of matte shades, so I do feel like I'm gonna get some use out of this. But let me just swatch the nude and swatch the brown shade. It's a very dark brown. And I'm gonna swatch those against some of the shades that I have. I have the Maybelline Tattoo Liner in 910 Bold Brown, which is very similar. The Charlotte Tilbury one is a hint deeper, but like really a hint deeper. And I have the Marc Jacobs Highliner, I believe it's called, in the shade Brownie and in the shade Earthquake. I feel Earthquake is a darker one out of the two, and since this is a deep dark one, oh yeah, incredibly similar. So if you have either the Marc Jacobs Earthquake one or the Maybelline Tattoo Liner, maybe this isn't for you. Now let's swatch the Coverstar one. The top one is my Charlotte Tilbury Kissing Formula in Stoned Rose. Coverstar is in the middle, and Original Pillow Talk on the side. Lastly, I'm swatching the Foxy Brown Lip Liner against Iconic Nude, which is my favorite lip cheat lip liner from the Charlotte Tilbury line. And this is it. So the darker one is Foxy Brown, Iconic Nude is next to it. They do have an eyeshadow palette. I didn't get it. I love quads and single shadows. I wasn't very inspired by this eyeshadow palette, the Supernudes Easy Eyeshadow Palette. Also because it came out a way back, and then I was also not inspired by it. So I don't like it when these re-promotes come along. I hear her shadows, especially her matte ones, are really good. So if you are interested in that color story, go and get it, honestly. I'm very interested to see how this all comes together. I do have a photo reference that I want to try to copy. Hopefully I'm gonna do it justice. I'm gonna put it here on the side. It's the Naomi Campbell 90s supermodel makeup look. I think she did this for a cover. I don't know who did the makeup. It says Kevin underneath, so maybe it's Kevin Aquan, but who knows. And she looks stunning, stunning. So I'm gonna try to mimic that look with the products that I have, and I'm hoping that the eyeliner will sheer out as much so I can get that dark look, but in comparison with the nude lid. And if it doesn't work out, then we're gonna change our game plan. But I'm gonna do one eye of camera and then see if it turned out okay, and then I'm gonna do the other eye on camera. Okay guys, so this is where we're at. Maybe I should zoom you guys in. This is the look I, was trying to recreate. What do you guys think? So this is sort of what I wanted to create. I think in my head it was a little bit more polished. I think if I used other eyeshadows it probably would have been. But let me recreate it on the other eye for you. Again, it took a little longer than expected, and I'll let you know in the final thoughts why that is. So first I'm gonna go in with the darker side of the liner and then map out kind of the same shape as this side. I'm gonna try to pay attention not to put my mirror into my face. You can go a little bit heavy-handed when it comes to this liner application, because we are gonna try to just clean it up afterwards. So first I am doing just a regular thick wing liner just to map out how far I want to take it, but you can be rough with it. Then I look at the reference photo and I see that the makeup artist really went far on the inside with the darker shade, and I'm gonna try to mimic that with just this liner. I have before I forget, I do have hooded eyes, so I always need to do this kind of technique above my hood. So I can't go in my normal crease, because my normal crease will be covered the moment I open my eyes. And of course, that when I talk to you, you want to have that creation of like, that you still have a crease. So I put my darker shade higher than my natural crease is, just so that you can still see it once I open my eyes. So this is an incredibly rough application, but that's okay, we're gonna clean it up. I took a small concealer brush, and I just went over it. And it's gonna look rough for a long time. Like, do not get me wrong. I look at this, and the first time I was doing this on the other eye, I was thinking, this is never gonna pan out the way I want it to. Okay, so I've mapped out some of the basic shapes in a very, very rough application. So then I'll take the nude liner side. I'm gonna fill it in. Now I'm going to set that nude liner with the highlighter shade in the palette. Now, of course, in the 90s, they weren't using shimmer colors in the crease. But, this is not the 90s. All right. Now I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit by using the darkest shade and kind of going over it back and forth. I'm gonna go in the peachy shade, the blush shade, and I'm just gonna do the outside of the nude section. Did the same on the other side, just to give a little bit more dimension. And then I'm gonna go back into that darker shade and do the outer edge right over here. Now, as you can tell, the liner kind of just disappears when you go over it a few times. So that means I have to reapply a bit of that liner to get that hard edge. I'm gonna see if I can fix this little mark that I put in here with the nude. So see this? That has now been the third time that that has happened. Now I have these liners and I've done looks like this with these liners before, and neither one has responded so negatively on getting dragged over eyeshadow. It feels like they're extremely dry, and only when I sharpen them or rub them on my hand do they want to perform again the way I want them to perform. So that is quite unfortunate. Going back in with that shimmery shade, just to cover that little nude bit. And then going back in with that little diffuser thingy, just to diffuse this hard edge again. And diffuser thingy is a non-makeup artist language for my concealer brush. Now I need to go get a clean brush and kind of clean up this side because I want a little heavy-handed in it. And if I just take a powder, hopefully I can finesse it a little bit so it doesn't look so heavy on this side. Now, like I said, this look will look awful until it sort of doesn't. But don't let it bother you. I think that that's the power of makeup. All right, now let's add a little bit of that highlighter shade to my brow bone. And let's clean up this edge a little bit by reapplying some of that eyeliner and cleaning it up with a concealer. I'm taking the eyeliner down a little bit as well. I did that on the other side as well. All right, let me just apply some mascara and lashes and move on to the face. All right, these are the eyes with lashes and mascara on. Let me see if I can pose just like her. She's like, oh. Anyway, let's just get into the face palette because I think most of you are interested in the face palette. I have a little bit of foundation on. It's the Light Wonder foundation. It's very sheer and I have a lot of redness. So if it looks like I have blush on, that's not blush. That's just my own skin color. Let's go in with a contouring brush and I'm gonna go in with the deepest shade. So this palette has an 18-month shelf life and it's full baked chalet formulas. And I believe all baked chalet formulas are made in Italy and this palette is also made in Italy. The problem that people have with this palette is, well, there are two. One is there's only one, and according to Charlotte Tilbury, it's a universal shade. But of course, in this day and age, what's a universal shade? Since I have a light to medium skin tone, depending on the season, this is a palette that's probably made more for my skin tone. Then I'm gonna go a little bit higher with the soft sculpt and I'm gonna use a more dense contouring brush. So. And I'm gonna do my nose on one side with the soft contouring shade. Now I only use natural light. And I need to say that because it also means that sometimes there's more light on this side of the screen and there's a tree on this side. So often when I'm editing my videos, I feel like my makeup looks wonky, but it only looks wonky in camera and not in real life, if that makes any sense. Let me go in to the blush shade. I'm very intrigued. I'm just gonna go in over my own personal blush shade, my God-given blush shade. I'm going straight over, take a little bit on the nose because that's what we do now, and do the same on the other side. All right, and then I'm going to use the highlighter shade to just highlight some of the areas. Beautiful. I mean, I knew I was going to like the highlighter. I'm not a big highlighter person. I don't think I have any highlighters. I have no highlighters in my collection, no single ones anyway. I only use the highlighters in face palettes. So, and I have two face palettes. I have this one and the Look of Love one. By the way, if you want to see a review on that, I did that last video or a few videos ago. Let's put this a little bit on my Cupid's bow and a little bit over here. So this is only natural lighting. You can see the highlighter is really popping up on my eye, my nose, I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful face palette. And I like that you can use the colors on your eyes too. Lastly, let's use the lip products. So I'm going to use Foxy Brown to line my lips. And then I go in with Coverstar, which is I think the lightest of the bunch. I was mostly interested in a kissing formula because that's the formula that works well with my kind of drier, chopped up lips. But it wasn't available yet. And to be honest, I didn't want to wait anymore. I'm highly pregnant. I was never going to be able to wait for that. By the way, if this lip liner looks a little, I guess, over the top, theatrical, or offensive, please let me know in the comment section below. Wow, that is dark. I mean, it's what I expected it to be, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I'm going for that 90s lip. Oh my God, I am living my 90s fantasy. Guys. Are you seeing this? I mean, don't go chasing waterfalls. What? You want to say my name? Is it too much? I don't know. Guys, is it too much? I'm sort of living for it. Oh my God. Should I add a gloss? Oh my God, I'm like really feeling myself. I'm adding a gloss. I always add the Fenty Gloss Bomb. It's the original color. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to like it this much. Oh yes, come through. Waterfalls TLC, come through. Destiny's Child. Icons. I mean, Spice Girls. What? Naomi Campbell. Where's that photo? I'm gonna try to... Is that how models look? Oh, living, right? Guys, are we living? So, let's go back into the video before I start looking at myself in the viewfinder again. The biggest disappointment of the day to me was the liner. Now you see it on camera once, I think. It happened to me on both sides, I think 4 times that I had to, that the tip came off because it just didn't want to move anymore. And I guess it's because it's being mixed with like the powder of the face palette. So it got really hard and then it would like break off and I had to, sharpen it again, or I'd have to just scribble it all over my hand so that it becomes manageable again and I can use it. I have quite loose lids, so you can see a tug on my lid. Now I've done looks like these with liners, and to be honest, this is the first time this has happened to me. So if you're into these type of liners and you want to create a look like this, don't do it with this liner. The face palette. Now I've used the face palette on my eyes and on my face, and to be honest, it's subdued, it's nice. I like the blush color. I can see why people complain about the shades. They're not inclusive, but I'm hoping that maybe Charlotte Tilbury is not seeing this as a limited edition product, but maybe something that she can build up later on in the line. It looks beautiful. The packaging looks beautiful. The colors work with my skin tone. And yeah, you can use it as eyeshadows too. I think that that was a big success. So I would recommend the palette if you are close to my skin tone or fair. The lip cheat and the lipstick duo. Okay, this is, I think, the biggest success. I mean, I knew I liked lip cheats. I knew I liked the lip cheats of Charlotte Tilbury. I have 2 already. They both performed great at Pillow Talk and Iconic Nude. I wanted this one for a long time. It's not a new one in the collection, but it's beautiful. Now, of course, I did say I like the kissing formula for the lipsticks better than the matte Revolution formula. But out of all formulas, out of all matte formulas, Charlotte Tilbury has one of the best matte formulas out there. And I like this color, I like this duo. It gave me exactly what I wanted, which is that 90s vibe. I'm happy I have a nude in my collection like this one. Yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10, honestly. So, liner, 10 out of 10. The lipstick, 10 out of 10. The face palette is beautiful, guys. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. If it works for you, it works for you. The eyeliner, 4 out of 10, I'm sorry. Anyway, guys, I hope that you liked the video. I hope you liked my review. I hope you liked the look and you thought I did it any justice. Again, if you think that the lip is too much, please let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel. I'm a tiny channel. I'm only gonna be uploading once a week. I'm gonna be a new mom. I work full time. This started out as a pregnancy hobby, and to be honest, I'm really enjoying it, just having an outlet for myself. But it also means that I do want to interact with people that are like-minded, or just, you know, want to convey their criticism or whatever. Compliments, criticism, or just a chat would be nice. And just maybe start a little like section on YouTube where I can connect with people on makeup and skincare. And thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, check out my other Charlotte Tilbury video where I kind of go into the Look of Love in the palette, the Pretty Blush Beauty palette. That is my everyday ride or die right now. It's honestly, it's probably going to be the best thing I've purchased this year. So please check that one out as well. Always use the timestamps that I provide. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye, guys.